What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. XFL commentary at that. And I want to talk to you about the trailer for the XFL. If you just watched Vince McMahon's announcement, you may have missed it. But I'm going to put a link down in the description for the trailer. I recommend you go watch it, because I think we need to understand something right off the bat. This is a rebrand of a failed product. And from a marketing standpoint, from a public relations standpoint, when you have a failed product behind you in the past, it's imperative that everything you do going forward is 100% accurate and truthful. Because you are going to have people who are looking at what you do now and designing and curtailing their opinion of it around you failing. There's people that want to see the XFL fail again. So everything that we see now, with all the money, the pride, the time, the energy, the resources involved, trust and believe, it's been checked over by multiple people. It's been approved by multiple people before it ever sees us. The message that they're sending is emphatically clear and direct, and obviously matches what their goals are for the product. And they will ultimately have to stand behind this. So it's interesting to me when we look at this trailer and you see this image, and I'm going to read to you what the lyrics of this are. This is quicker, simpler, rules reform. This is your game, safer. This is football reborn. This is gaming and fantasy. So you're making a distinction, and it's so important we understand that as a community. They have made a distinction, because if you just say this is gaming, then you leave the door open for someone to interpret, well, by gaming they mean fantasy football. But when you actually audibly and visually make a distinction between gaming and fantasy, in my opinion, you inherently say there is a game here for gamers, there is a fantasy product here for fantasy football players, and they go on to talk about there is betting available as well for those of you who like to bet. And when you are doing this, you are establishing these things separate from each other. They could have said this is gaming and then came out with fantasy football or came out with betting. They could have said this is fantasy football and then left it at that. But they specifically, visually, and audibly presented as three different platforms. And we as a community have to understand where we are here. We may never see another league come in with this type of appeal, with this type of financial backing, and with this type of social media presence. I mean, the Spring League, the UFL, all these things that have came up in the time that the XFL has been away. None of them have reached the mass amount of social media following that Vince McMahon and the WWE, even if they're not connected, even if the WWE is not connected to this officially, the Alpha Entertainment Group is already creating a very large buzz. We need to take advantage of this. We need to let them know that we see the message to us as gamers, and we are willing to support their game. I'm going to put a link to their email down in the description as well. I want you to take a couple minutes out of your day now, so that a few years from now, you can take a couple hours out of your day to play a football game that you enjoy, and let them know. You don't have to mention it's on my channel. You don't have to mention me at all. But take a minute to email them and say, listen, I saw that you mentioned gaming in your trailer. I'm an avid football gamer. I'm interested in your product. By all means, keep me updated. Keep us updated with what you're going to do, because it's something I'm interested in supporting. You don't have to say anything about supporting the league. But we all know, set the league aside, set the players aside, set who owns it aside. We support football gaming. And we have to let them know that now, so that they can build something for us to have later. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. You know that I'll be back in the week with more commentary.